Have you ever set your alarm for 5 a.m., full of determination, only to hit snooze 5 times and wake up at 8? Maybe you promised yourself you'd start exercising before work, but your bed felt too warm. Maybe you planned to work on your dreams before the world woke up, but you told yourself, just 10 more minutes, until those minutes became hours. Maybe you've tried 100 times to build discipline, and every single time, you fail by sunrise. If that sounds like you, if your mornings are filled with broken promises to yourself, then this story is for you. Because once, there was a young woman who couldn't wake up early to save her life, until she remembered a lesson her mother taught her in the fields, a lesson about discipline. That had nothing to do with motivation and everything to do with weather. Stay with me until the end. 30 years ago, in a small village, surrounded by green hills and endless rice fields, there lived a girl named Laura. She was 8 years old, bright, curious, full of energy during the day, but she hated one thing more than anything else in the world: waking up at 5 a.m. every morning before the sun touched the sky. Her mother would gently shake her awake. "Time to work, my daughter. The fields are waiting." And every morning, Laura would groan, "Ummi, just 5 more minutes. I'm tired." But her mother never accepted excuses. Rain or shine, monsoon or drought, cold winter mornings or humid summer dawns, the rule never changed. At 5 a.m., they went to the fields. Laura would stumble out of bed, her small body heavy with sleep, and follow her mother into the darkness. Some mornings, rain poured so hard she couldn't see ahead. Some mornings, the cold cut through her clothes like knives. Some mornings, she was so tired she cried as she walked. "Ummi, why do we have to go when it's raining?" she asked, water dripping from her hair. Her mother, bent over the rice plants, answered calmly, "Because the rice doesn't care about the weather. It needs care every day, rain or shine." "But I'm tired." "The rice doesn't care if you're tired." "But it's cold." "The rice doesn't care if you're cold." Laura didn't understand. She thought her mother was harsh, unfair. Why couldn't they sleep in like other families? Why couldn't they rest when they were tired? But every morning, without fail, her mother woke her. And every morning, without fail, they went to the fields. This continued for 10 years. At 18, Laura left the village for the city. She wanted education, opportunity, a life that didn't start at 5 a.m. in the rain. She promised herself, "I will never wake up that early again." University life was exciting and undisciplined. She set goals. "I'll study every morning. I'll work on my dreams on weekends." But she slept through alarms, scrolled through hours, always told herself, "I'll start tomorrow." Years passed. She graduated, barely, started projects, yet abandoned them, watched others move forward while she stayed stuck. By 28, she was still in an entry-level job, living paycheck to paycheck, wondering why she couldn't change. One Sunday, she woke up at 11 a.m., another morning gone. She sat on the edge of her bed, head in her hands, and suddenly, a sentence from her childhood echoed in her mind. "The rice doesn't care about the weather." She looked around her apartment, unfinished plans, unpaid bills, unfulfilled dreams, and for the first time in 10 years, she understood. Her mother was never teaching her about farming. She was teaching her discipline. That night, Laura booked a ticket home. She arrived before sunrise. Her mother was already awake. At 58 years old, she was still waking at 5 a.m., still working, rain or shine. "Ummi," Laura said softly, "can I come to the fields with you, like before?" Her mother studied her, then nodded. "Get your boots." They walked in silence through the pre-dawn darkness. The air was cold. A light rain fell. When they reached the fields, her mother knelt in the mud, checking each rice plant carefully. Laura knelt beside her. After a while, she asked, "Why did you make me wake up so early, every single day?" Her mother didn't look up, but she said, "Some days the weather's perfect, easy days, anyone can work then." She pulled a weed from the soil, "But most days are not perfect, too hot, too cold, too wet, too hard. If I only worked on good days, we would starve." Then she looked at Laura. Success doesn't come from working when you feel like it. It comes from working especially when you don't. She placed her muddy hand on Laura's shoulder. Motivation is weather, my daughter. It changes every day. But discipline is showing up anyway. Laura felt tears mix with the rain. I forgot, Umi. Her mother smiled gently. Then remember now, it's not too late. That night, Laura made a decision. She would wake up at 5 a.m. every day for 90 days, no excuses, no exceptions. The first morning was brutal. Her body begged her to stay in bed. But she remembered, the rice doesn't care about the weather. She got up. Day 3, raining. She got up. Day 7, exhausted. She got up. By week 3, something changed. Mornings became quiet, focused, sacred. She worked on her dreams every day. By day 30, she'd done more than in the last 3 years combined. By day 60, her project earned its first income. By day 90, she had something she never had before. 1 year later, she quit her job. 2 years later, she hired help. 3 years later, she was financially free. But the alarm still rang at 5 a.m. because it was never about waking early. It was about keeping a promise to herself. Today, Laura's story is your story. Discipline is not motivation. Motivation is weather. Discipline is choosing to show up, do rain or shine. So here's your challenge. Choose one thing, just one. Do it every day for 90 days, especially when you don't feel like it. And when your alarm rings tomorrow morning, remember 5 words. The rice doesn't care about the weather. Your dreams don't care if you're tired. Your future doesn't care about your excuses. Only one question matters. Did you show up?